Congratulations on hitting the end of this chapter. This chapter was about how we could use loops to solve the problem of running repetitive tasks so that we don't go crazy typing I love C++ manually 100,000 times. And we saw that loops are a really good solution for this. We had a chance to see the pillars of any loop you're going to do in your C++ application. We have seen that we have 5 parts. We have an iterator, the starting point, the test, the incrementation part, and we have a loop body, which is going to contain the code we want to run inside the loop multiple times. We have seen that we have for loop, range-based for loop, we have while loop and do while loops. For loop looks like this, and now this syntax here must be familiar. While loop looks like this. Now this should be really easy to look at and understand. And we have a do while loop, which is going to run the code in the body and then do the test. We have also seen that there is a type called size t that is used widely in the C++ standard library to represent sizes, and we adopted that in our code because it was easier to use it. But know that you don't have to use it. It is just a convention to make your code much more readable by C++ developers out there. We have also seen that range-based for loops are good for reading values from collections. We had to use something we haven't really learned about in this course, and I apologize for that again, but we're going to fix that in the next chapter. Again, a range-based for loop is good if you don't want to go through the overhead of setting up the iterator, initializing it, doing the test, doing the incrementation. You can focus on getting the value from your collection. And it is good if you are working on collection types. And we're going to have a chance to play with this many times in the course. We also had a chance to look at many other topics in the chapter. For example, we looked at infinite loops and indefinite loops and how you can use them to make your applications interactive. We had a chance to build a calculator application and do cool things with this. We saw how stdcout can slow down your loops, and you need to be careful about this. We saw how you could do decrementing loops to do things in reverse order. We saw how we could use nested loops to represent multi-dimensional data structures in our code. We could use break and continue to change the flow of how our loop works. Break is going to break outside the loop altogether, and continue is going to just stop the current iteration you are at. We also saw that we can use the comma operator to do multiple declarations in a for loop. This is really all I had to share in this chapter, and I hope you found it fun and interesting. We are going to stop here in this chapter. In the next one, we're going to learn about arrays. Go ahead and finish up here and meet me there.